guys, what is up, and welcome back to another episode of Miles Edgeworth, Ace Attorney Investigations. In the last episode, we examined the Secretariat's room in the Babal Embassy, and we found out how the killer may have escaped the crime scene before Kay saw them. And therefore, due to this, we think that the killer might be Shih-na, because she could have easily just come in, run through here, gone through the revolving fireplace, into the next room, and then come right back out, because she got there pretty darn quickly, so, yeah, let's get going, let's confront Shih-na. March 14th, 11:33 p.m., Theatre Neutralis, lobby. Agent Lang. Lang Ji says, "Little cubs, never do they know the real fury of elder wolves." These quotes are definitely becoming increasingly difficult to decipher. And what does that mean? It means that you'll never really know how angry I can get. Mr. Prosecutor? The counterfeit bills made with Babali's ink. They were all of Zhengfa dominations. Yes, so I heard from Miss Von Karma. But we don't know where the play money has gone. They must not have figured out that it was all burned yet. Ever since those things showed up in circulation, my country's economy has taken a big hit. Zhengfa is in financial chaos as we speak. Because we can't tell the difference between our own bills and the fakes. But it's not just the money. The citizens are also worried. I've staked the honor of the house on laying on this, and have come to this land to capture the mastermind behind this whole mess. I investigated how the bills were made and how the ink was smuggled into Zhengfa, and I pursued the smuggling ring all the way here. But tonight, this is where the final chapter was written. Despite my frantic efforts to chase the smuggler down, someone got to him first. And now I'm called to return home without a single answer. Agent Lang, Don't start. It's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault, Mr. Prosecutor. Ambassador Alba, I'm sorry for all the trouble tonight. Oh, no. It is I who should apologize. It was all because I was not strong enough. If only I was able to think of a better solution. Quirkus, you fool! Curse your empty brain! You're being too hard on yourself, Ambassador. I take full responsibility tonight. End of story. Shih-na, let's go. Time to return to our den. Yes. I don't like to admit it, but there's not much else for us to do but go home as well. Agent Lang, a moment if you... Gumshoe! You! Wolfman and the secretary lady! Hold it! Objection, pal! Detective Gumshoe, have you got the results of the handwriting analysis already? Yep, and that note was definitely written by Mr. Cochin, sir. Just as I thought. Good work, detective. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. How long do you intend to hold us up for? Sorry to have made you wait, but I believe that now everyone is finally here. Agent Shih-na, I'd like to ask you something if you don't mind. Yes? How exactly did you fail to see the Adagarasu when you were in the neighboring room to where Mr. Cochin was killed? I'd like you to explain that to us. What? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, what are you doing asking her about something she didn't see? Agent Lang hasn't touched the Babal investigation at all, so I suppose I will need to explain a few things to him first. Miles Edgeworth, I can't even begin to imagine what's going on in that head of yours. The only thing going on in my head is the pursuit of the truth. Oh? It sounds like you have some sort of plan. Very well, I'll supervise you till the end. Is she seriously going to treat me as a subordinate for the rest of the day? Yes. You're not trying to pick a fight with my subordinate on some flimsy guess, are you? Hi. Ha! I should have known. And you and I are destined to fight it out to the very end. It would appear that way. Well, I'll prove her innocent, so let's see what you've got, Prosecutor Edgeworth. With pleasure. For my opening argument, I'll discuss the Adagarasu that appeared in Babal, and establish exactly who it was that Kay saw. Agent Lang, I assume you've been briefed on Kay's testimony? You mean the suspicious person in a coat that she saw? That's right. That person is one of the keys to solving this case. The person who pretended to be the Yatagarasu. Pretended? And what do you mean by that? I'll get to that in a second, but first I want to review what this person Kay saw did. Kay, if you could please explain what the person you were chasing did for us?
Okay, you got it! I first spotted the suspicious person near the open-air stage on the Bob Elise side. I called out to the person, but as soon as I did, that person ran off. I thought it was rather suspicious, so I immediately gave chase.
For the sake of argument, let's call the suspicious person the Yatagarasu. Now please tell us what happened when you chased the Yatagarasu up to the 3rd floor.
Can do! I chased the Yatagarasu all the way up to the 3rd floor of the Bob Elise embassy. It was a pretty straight chase down the hallway until the sudden turn. The Yatagarasu disappeared around the corner, so I did my best to catch up. When I turned the corner, I saw the Yatagarasu run into Mr. Kochin's office. I gave chase and ran into the room. But when I entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the light, but then... Ah! Who's there? By the time I had turned on the lights, the Yatagarasu had disappeared.
When Kay entered the room, the person she was chasing was already gone. Why do you suppose that was, Agent Lang? What do you mean, why do you suppose? Isn't it obvious? The person slipped out through the door behind the girl under the cover of darkness. Sorry, but I know for a fact that the person didn't escape through that door. Oh? And how do you know that with such certainty? That's easy. If the Yatagarasu had left through that door, they would have run right into this person. I don't know, freaking Shih-na? But Shih-na is the Yatagarasu in our case. I assume we're assuming Shih-na is the Yatagarasu, but... Shih-na or Gumshoe? It's one of them. Your answer is Shih-na? Yes, because let's consider what would have happened if the Yatagarasu had used the door. When Kay screamed upon discovering Mr. Kochin's body, the Yatagarasu would have run right into Agent Shih-na, who was in the next room over. Ugh! Agent Shih-na, would you mind telling us if you saw the suspicious person in question?
No, I didn't see anyone.
You see? Therefore, the Yatagarasu could not have escaped through the door. It just means that the creep slipped out before Shih-na made it into the hallway. I doubt that, as there was another person in that hallway, a certain detective. Detective Gumshoe, where were you exactly at that time? Me, sir? Well, when I heard Kay scream... I ran towards Mr. Kochin's office from the opposite direction of Agent Shih-na, sir. So, Agent Lang, can you explain how someone would have eluded both of them? Even you must concede that under these circumstances, the door was not a viable route.
Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth! You nailed it with just an explanation of what happened!
Yes. I've eliminated one of the possible escape routes from that room. But this is far from over. I need to make Agent Lang aware as well of yet another possible escape route the Yatagarasu could have taken. I get it. So that's what you were trying to show me. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, let me guess. This is what you're trying to say, right? Because the door was not a viable escape route, then there must have been another way out. Precisely. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, it's time to bust out with our revolving fireplace wall explanation, right? No, not quite yet.
Huh? But why? I thought this would be the perfect time.
The revolving wall on the Bob Elise side is only known to 4 people. And if we use this information unwisely, the truth may escape us in the end, even though we're speaking out loud. What's with all the whispering over there? Scared I'll figure out your tactics? Nothing of the sort, Agent Lang. Come, let's continue where we left off. That smug, haughty attitude of yours. You really rubbed me the wrong way, you know that? Well, no matter. I figured you out already anyway. The only other possible escape route besides the door is the room's lone window. And since an eerie picture of said escape route exists, are you saying that this photo captures the moment of the Yatagarasu's escape? I guess Detective Bad must have filled him in on this photo. I have to admit that at first I thought the window to be a possible escape route as well. However, I now know that to be impossible. Now, I realize you may not know this, but... humans can't fly. Of course I know that! That's bloody common sense! Besides, I never said I thought that photo of the to be of the Atagarasu's escape route. I suppose not. Alright, then explain yourself. The shadow in this photo is not the Atagarasu that Kei was chasing after. You can say whatever you like in whatever language you want. But there's only one language that I really understand. The language of evidence. Very well then. I present to you proof that the person Kei saw is not the same one as in this photo. Dog, What? Oh, sure. Let me explain to you precisely why the shadow in this photo was not the Atagarasu Kei saw. Kei spotted the Atagarasu heading for the 3rd floor during the 2nd fire. However, the photo in question was taken just after the 1st fire.
Yeah, way to go! That's twice you bit him in the butt now.
We're not done yet. You still have to explain what that shadow is. And how the Atagarasu escaped. I don't suppose you can answer both, can you? Regarding the photo, I admit that we don't understand what it means quite yet. Ha! As I thought. However, the Atagarasu's escape route? Now that I can answer. You can? Well then, Mr. Prosecutor, go on. Enlighten me. Even if I explain it, you'll try to find some new flaw with what I have to say. You were busy heading up the Alabastian investigation, correct? In that case, I doubt you'd have much knowledge about the Babalee side of the case. So wouldn't it be best if the lead on that side, Agent Shih-na, explained it my stead? Shih-na's my subordinate. If I don't stick up for her, how can I look her in the eyes and call myself her boss?
Lang, it's alright. I can take care of him.
Shih-na.
You've shielded me a lot as my boss. But it's time for me to prove my worth.
Alright. If you're okay with it, then you have my support. Finally, it's down to just Agent Shih-na and myself. This is where the battle really begins.
Now then, what is it you'd like to ask?
Let's see. Why don't we start with your movements inside the Babalee's embassy?
During the 1st Babalee's fire, I assisted in putting out the fire. During the 2nd fire, I was searching for the Atagarasu that had appeared in Mabal. While I was searching, I heard a scream coming from the next room over. Although I was in the next room, I was unable to catch a glimpse of the Atagarasu. To be honest, I'm actually very skeptical that the girl's Atagarasu even exists. And that is all I have to say. But I'm not lying when I say I saw the suspicious person running into Mr. Kochin's office. Like I said earlier, I have no intention of retracting my testimony. Good.
Just to confirm, did you have a partner when you were on your investigation?
No, I moved alone.
In that case, you have no one to corroborate your alibi. Is that correct? Are you calling her suspicious because she was in a room by herself? How pathetic. And it wasn't when Agent Shih-na tried to arrest Kei under the same rationale? And how about when you accused Larry because he was the weapon's owner?
Not that it's unexpected for that useless lump to get into such a situation. Although I suppose it's never a good idea to let mistakes go uncorrected.
I will make no excuse for what I did in that situation.
Then you should apologize right now for making Kei out to be the killer, pal!
I'm sorry. Shih-na, apologize.
No. I'm sorry. It's really okay. I mean, I'm not under suspicion anymore. Right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Well, I never doubted you. Not for 1 second. And the same goes for me. I believe in Shih-na. Then let's put that to the test and see if she really is worthy of your trust.
This promises to be interesting.
So you help with the fire extinguishing effort.
I was in charge of the police on the Babali's side, so I helped them with their work.
Police doing the job of firemen. You really know how to work people. She sure does. That's because she's one awesome woman who knows how to manage.
I guess so. She's always bringing you a business card or a scroll at just the right time. To prepare everything before I'm ordered to. That is the definition of a secretary.
She kinda seems more capable than Agent Lang, doesn't she? At the very least, she's certainly more capable than you, Detective. Oh, I kinda had the feeling you were gonna say that. Shih-na's more than just a capable secretary, you know? Shih-na, tell him what other things you're good at.
Alright.
Second fire is searching for the Yatagarasu. By the second fire, you mean the one that consumed the third floor of Babal, correct?
Yes. That was when the suspicious person was spotted in Babal. Then you were after the same person in the long coat that I was after! There is no proof that the suspicious person was really the Yatagarasu, because no one was able to get a good look at the person's face.
By the way, how was your team's investigation?
In order to extinguish the fire, the water was pumped into the third floor via the windows, so the majority of the investigators connected their searches on other floors.
Maybe they did, but there was one person who was wandering around lost on the third floor. Gumshoe?
When the fire was pretty much out, I moved to investigate the third floor.
And you did that alone?
Yes.
So you were in the room next to Mr. Kojin's office?
I already told you I was earlier, as I was examining the neighboring room. I heard that girl's shrill scream. Upon hearing her, I immediately ran towards Mr. Kojin's office.
Wherein you proceeded to arrest her, as I recall.
Yes, I did.
But she was totally innocent, pal! I thought we had already cleared that up!
And I thought I had already apologized for my behavior. Now if the tenacious detective would be so kind as to be quiet.
Oh! I have to agree. Right now is not the time to take issue with that. Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. But what I do take issue with is the fact that you didn't see the Yatagarasu agent Shih-na.
The prosecutors of this country are all so strange.
You were unable to catch even a glimpse despite being in the next room? Is that true?
I really hate to repeat myself.
I'm sorry for inconveniencing you. However, I simply wish to make sure that you are not misremembering something. We wouldn't want you to be accused of lying later on, would we? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor! Are you calling Shih-na's testimony a lie? Agent Lang, I'm talking with Agent Shih-na right now. So I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't interrupt us with superfluous comments.
Aww, I feel kind of bad for him.
I understand his pain in watching one of his subordinates being accused. However, I cannot turn my eyes from the truth.
Lang, I'm alright. And as for you, I think you should be focusing your doubts on that girl rather than me.
And why is that? Are you throwing Kei's words into doubt again?
Well, she does claim to be the Yatagarasu, right? And she did try to chase down the Yatagarasu despite being just an average citizen.
Actually, she came here with the goal of capturing the fake Yatagarasu.
That's right! Which is why I would never lie about anything related to the Yatagarasu. And I suppose you have proof of that somewhere? Not quite, but even without any, I still have people who believe in me, and that's enough.
I see. Kei's testimony is without flaw, but as for yours, well, let's just say that I find your testimony to be a bit suspicious. There seems to be a very large flaw in her testimony.
Oh? Then why don't you show her using what we found out with Little Thief?
I will, in due time. The escape route of the Yatagarasu that Kei was in pursuit of. If it turns out that it really does lead to Agent Shih-na, then what is it that she is keeping from us right now? Oh! Okay, I get it. Being in the room next to Mr. Kochin's office is the problem with your testimony. Mr. Prosecutor, I don't see what problem you're talking about at all. Agent Lang, do you recall the secret we discovered about the Alabastine office fireplace? Huh? Oh, you mean how it connects the office with the room next door? What about it? Well, Alabast isn't the only country with secret connecting fireplaces. What? The fireplace in Mr. Kochin's office holds the exact same secret. But what? The Yatagarasu didn't escape through the door to the room or the window. The escape route was through the revolving fireplace wall and into the next room over. Ugh. Now, do you see? If the Yatagarasu had escaped into the next room, then the thief would have run straight into Agent Shih-na. Meaning that it's impossible for her to have missed the Yatagarasu. Yeah! But what is the meaning of this, Miles? Well, would you care to explain, Agent Shih-na? How you managed to completely miss the fleeing Yatagarasu, or shall I? Your claim that you were in the next room was a lie all along, wasn't it? The truth is, you were the one Kei saw in the coat, pretending to be the Yatagarasu, and you were the one she chased after. As you tried to lose her, you ran into Mr. Kochin's office and headed for the fireplace. Then you shed your coat in the next room, leaving it there to emerge as Agent Shih-na. After that, you came back around to place Kei under arrest. Does that sound about right? If not, then speak now or forever hold your peace. How dare you make Kei look like the bad guy when you're the suspicious one, pal? What? Shih-na? Oh, God. Laugh. Oh, no. I remember this irritating laugh. I'm getting chills down my spine. It can't be, but it has to be. Shih-na, what's wrong with you? I'm sorry. It was so funny that I couldn't help but laugh. Funny, you say? Yes, that you would accuse me of being the Yatagarasu. The prosecutors of this country really are all so very strange. Do you think you can get away with this by simply laughing it off? You think I'm taking things too lightly? I think not. It's that prosecutor who is. Look, everything you said earlier is nothing more than mere speculation. The Yatagarasu fled through that fireplace? Do you have any proof to back up your claim? If you don't, then you haven't proven a thing regarding the Yatagarasu's escape route. The tone of voice you're taking with me now has certainly changed. That's because it's been a while since I've had this much fun. I think I'll let loose and then we can have a real battle of wits. For an agent of Interpol to show me the true power of her mind, it is a great honor. Don't underestimate me. I'm not some foolish broad, you know. I know, and that is why I won't hold anything back either as I answer your question. My question? Here is your proof that the revolving fireplace wall in Babal was used recently. The revolving fireplace wall. I'm sorry, but is this really your honest answer to my question? Yes. According to Ambassador Palaiano's testimony, he said that he was burning some documents in the fireplace with Mr. Kochin. Oh? The ashes of what they burned were left in the fireplace, so they should have been there. However, when we went to investigate the room, the ashes weren't there. Why is that a problem? Maybe someone cleaned them up? Unfortunately for you, Ambassador Paleno said that he forgot to. And so the question remains, why were the ashes missing? The answer is simple. When the Yatagarasu went through the fireplace wall, the ashes were pushed into the next room by the wall as well. The movement of the ashes that were in Mr. Koten's office is my proof. And just what is so funny? Ashes proof? Are you even allowed to submit such flaky evidence in court? You still wish to fight us? Of course! Why wouldn't I? In that case, let's hear your counter-argument. My counter-argument, huh? This really is just like being in court. Well, to me, we're simply continuing from where we left off all those years ago. I have no idea what you're talking about. It doesn't matter if we're at a crime scene or in court. Let's finish this here and now. I suppose. I've had a lot of fun today, but I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this the last testimony and wrap this absurd case once and for all. I realize that nobody has outright said that Shih-na is Callisto Yu quite yet, so I've just been doing a Callisto Yu voice for absolutely no reason, and it's not right. But whatever, we're gonna keep doing it anyway. In my eyes, all you've proved is that the rotating fireplace wall was used. But you can't really call that proof that the Yatagarasu used the fireplace now, can you? So then who was it that used the rotating wall? Show me your answer with real evidence. Remember, we've already finished our very thorough investigation, and we found not a single suspicious thing in Mr. Koten's office. And there you have it, my counter argument. Ugh! That's very impressive. She has seen through the fact that I have yet to gather that one piece of evidence. What is it, Kay? I haven't heard a peep out of you in quite a while now. If you don't think you can handle it, feel free to leave the rest of it to us. But Kay, pull yourself together. You are the true heir to the Yatagarasu name, are you not? If you want to steal the truth, then you must never take your eyes off it. This chase you're running to catch the truth. You must see it through it to the very end.
Mr. Edgeworth, you're right. I will see this through to the end. So, you go get her for me, Mr. Edgeworth.
With pleasure.
Looks like a lack of evidence has left you wide open, doesn't it?
Shih-na, please, show me you're someone I can trust.
Don't worry. This will be the deciding match. You'll see.
I'm truly sorry, Agent Lang, but I can't allow her to escape me again. Very well, Agent Shih-na. Shall we begin?
I'm ready whenever you are.
Man, we really have not said that she's Callisto Yu. Man. Man, that is wrong. You didn't find anything suspicious at all? I highly doubt that.
But I didn't. You can even ask the other men.
I don't need to, for I found what you should have a while ago. I'm sorry.
Excuse me?
In Mr. Koten's office, there were signs that someone had burned counterfeit bills there.
What in the...
Yeah!
That evidence was something you found out through that girl's machine, right? So what if it was? That's what I thought. But unfortunately for you, a recreation made by a machine is hardly concrete proof. Among the ashes you found in the room, did you happen to find any counterfeit bills?
No.
You see? So there was nothing in that office. Nothing you can call evidence anyway.
Speaking of things that you Interpol agents have missed, I did find one more.
Your pompous attitude is unnecessary. All I require is the evidence.
Very well. I'll show her the hidden piece of evidence that her and her fellow Interpol agents missed. Good question, Edgeworth. What is it? Hold on. The wire? I'd like for you to take a look at this length of wire. And what exactly is this supposed to mean? A length of wire? So what about it? I'll tell you what. We found this in the Babalese embassy not long ago. What? And we found it wound up inside the grandfather clock in Mr. Cochin's office. You found that at the scene of Mr. Cochin's murder? So I think you'll agree now that I cannot trust you when you say that Interpol has thoroughly checked every room, and that this throws doubt onto the purity of your investigation into the Yatagarasu. You still suspect me, I see. Alright then, I ask that you point out what part of my investigation is incomplete. The Interpol agents worked under the command of Agent Shih-na. And is it not possible that the reason the person K was chasing chose the third floor? Because that person knew there would be no other agents on that floor? Furthermore, we've come to see that Agent Shih-na was only pretending to be investigating the Yatagarasu to the point of arresting K. In that case, there is one location that no one has yet to inspect. Your team's investigation was incomplete because they failed to inspect this location. Good question. The room she was in? Because if she really wasn't investigating, then I guess that room? The location, Agent Shih-na, is of course the room you claim to have examined. I believe the room next to Mr. Cochin's office warrants a thorough inspection. Even if you do that, I doubt you'll find anything of use to you there. I will be the one to decide that. Detective Gumshoe! Yes, sir, I'm on it! I'll be right back after I check out that room next to the office.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. Do you really think that Miss Shih-na's the Yatagarasu?
Yes, if my logic is sound, I believe she is.
Then I'm not gonna let her get away with ruining the name of the Yatagarasu.
But can you...
I can't speak, I'm sorry. But can you prove she's the Yatagarasu is the question.
If Detective Gumshoe can find what I'm hoping he will find, then I should be able to.
And just what are you hoping he'll find?
Let's just say this. I had Detective Gumshoe do a little experiment for me earlier.
An experiment? As if that detective has the brains for high science.
It wasn't that mentally taxing. I had him use the same escape route as the Yatagarasu.
And what did you find out by doing that?
First, that it's possible for a person to fit through the revolving wall door. Second, that by going through there, his coat was covered in ash and Babalese ink.
Who cares what his coat was covered in? It's not worth that much anyway.
Ah, but is it really worth so little? I believe that it's actually quite a meaningful result, the value of which I'm about to prove. Mr. Edgeworth, I found some things you really need to see, sir! Oh? So what are these things that you found? Some makeup, a coat, and a pair of shoes, sir.
You found a coat? You hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? Maybe it's one of the person I was chasing was wearing.
Yes, the possibility does exist. Agent Shih-na, were these pieces of evidence not in that room when you examined it?
Unfortunately for you, those aren't suspicious items of any sort. They all belong to me. They were getting in the way, so I stored them in that room.
Aww.
Thank you for bringing them to me. It saves the trip. May I have them back now?
These items that the detective brought back are incredibly significant. I request that we be allowed to examine them.
They're my personal belongings, so you have no right to touch them without my permission.
I wish to examine them for the sake of the investigation, but if you wish to deny us access to them, Agent Lang, let's hear your opinion on this. I say let him look at your stuff, Shih-na.
Lang!
Shih-na, let's put it all out in the open. If you're really innocent, then you have nothing to worry about, right?
I guess so. Alright, go ahead and examine whatever you like. After all, I have nothing to hide.
Good. Now let us begin. So which of Agent Shih-na's belongings are you gonna examine, sir? And that is actually where we're gonna stop for today. Roll the end card. We'll examine Shih-na's stuff next time.
Objection! You haven't hit like and subscribe yet! Hold it! You forgot to ring the bell to get notified whenever I upload! Take that! Click here to watch more of my videos! Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next